what's up, couch potatoes and horror fans? We are back again, this time to talk the 2024 Ishana Night Shyamalan feature, The Watchers. Now, this was your number one pick, so you're very excited to talk about this one, right?
I am. This was on our list last year, and we didn't get to it, because it was kind of towards the end.
Was it? Oh, I didn't remember that. I don't remember that.
I can look.
Because I remember I saw the trailer when we were doing this, and I was just like, I don't know if I even would have picked that. I've been like down the late teens or 20s for me. So.
Right. So it was one of our later picks. There was a lot of strong movies last year, so it ended up getting bumped. But I was still thinking about it. I still wanted to watch it, and I love a twist. I'm here for the twist.
Well, I think that we've both been on record saying that we both really like Shyamalan, but sometimes the execution isn't always there. But again, this is his daughter, and you don't want to kind of put that on him. It's hard not to.
Right.
You hear that word, Shyamalan, you're like, oh, great, what's the ending going to do? Is it going to ruin the whole movie? You know, I think that's always a fear. But we did Old last year, and I think we both liked Old.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Old was really good.
Yeah.
So with this, I didn't go into it with any expectations, and I think that helped. I think that helped for me.
So something that kind of maybe tempered expectations. I don't know what we were clicking through, but we started seeing the critic audience scores.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was, out of all of our lists, this one had the lowest of both. And that doesn't really sway me, but it did kind of put me on notice to be like, well...
Yeah, with horror, it's like if the critics is really high, the audience is really low, and vice versa. That was the only one that was both sub 50,
both below 50. Yeah.
So again, I think maybe the tempered expectations helped me a little bit, but for me, I mean, I think overall thoughts is I mostly liked it. I have a couple criticisms or whatever. I can see why it's not popular with general audiences. I can definitely think it's very much a slow burn kind of horror story.
Yeah.
I really think it could have been marketed more as a horror fantasy.
Yes.
And I think it would have cornered that audience, if that is an audience. I mean, I'm one of them. But yeah, I definitely say just calling this a horror, more of a psychological thriller with maybe some monsters in it and things like that. But overall, before we get into what you liked and didn't like, what'd you think just overall?
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was fine. There's definitely some things that when we finished watching, we were still talking about. I think it was a good movie. I do think it was poorly marketed as horror. Yeah, maybe thriller or fantasy. Yeah, but poorly marketed as horror, unless the fantasy was the twist. But I don't think that was. Really it.
We'll talk about the twist as we go along here. But I think that we both kind of figured. You figured out just a little bit before me, and I think I really believe I would have gotten to the same place you did. And I think we figured out kind of early, but it didn't ruin it.
Right. No.
You know? So that was good. I think so. It was a little bit more predictable maybe than her dad's movies are. But I don't think that it had been really. That wasn't anything that. No criticism I have is the twist in the movie.
And I did see somebody comment about it's a fairy tale or it's based on a legend.
Oh, I'm sure.
And
Irish stuff.
Yeah, and I'm actually not very versed in Fae lore at all. I know I'm supposed to be because I'm a middle-aged.
You know where I learned a lot of Fae lore
woman.
is Dresden Files, the books.
Okay.
He goes all in on Fae stuff, and while it's some of my least favorite stuff in Dresden Files, it's still very interesting. Mm-hmm. And you read a Dresden Files book, which is why I've been kind of pushing you to it, and you'll start diving into the Wikipedia entries and things to see what these are all based off these things. But yeah, it's very clear that is. But let's do like usual. Let's talk about first. What did you like? What worked for you about this movie?
Gosh, I really liked the idea of people who have disconnected themselves from the world are easy to become lost, easy to be susceptible to alternate pathways. I liked that.
So you think there was a higher allegory there than just, hey, my car stopped working?
Oh, yeah.
Stuck in the woods? Okay.
Yeah. And I liked, you kind of pointed this out about there was a lot of thematic stuff like the mimics. You saw mimicking throughout.
She mimicked those messages when she would hear them. Then you had the bird that would mimic what people were saying, and there was something else too. That pointed it all out.
And even the twin stuff. Those are mimics of each other.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and then also we pointed we were talking about it and just how many Watchers there were. There was way more Watchers than just the Watchers.
Yeah, I think for me, great acting all around.
Oh, yeah.
I really liked Georgina Jones. What's her name? She's a girl from Barbarian. I thought she was very good in this as well.
Yeah, I enjoyed her.
Obviously, Dakota Fanning. We were talking about before we started. We were talking about child actors once they grow up. It isn't usually, and her star's kind of fallen a little bit, but I didn't have any problems with it. I thought she was very good.
I thought she was
very good
great.
in this movie.
Yeah.
So no problems with the cast at all. I'm not familiar with the one who played Madeline. I'm not familiar with that actress. I don't think I've ever seen her before. Was it Madeline? Am I saying it right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but she was really good. Really just set the tone. So I think again, it's one of those things where the execution was really good, the acting was really good. I think the cinematography was mostly good. So really, for me, what I liked about it, I love a good horror fantasy. Like I said, like a fairy tale. I don't mind psychological slow burn horror if you've got that sense of dread. I did think we had that sense of dread every time the clock was ticking. You got to get back inside.
No, there was definitely a scene in the Burrows where she got lowered on that rope.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, why is the rope not more prominent? Like, why are we in the dark? Please put the rope down.
There was this old 80s movie I used to watch. It come on TBS just late at night called The Pit, I think. And this kid has to start feeding stuff that's in the pit. And I always kind of wondered what was in there. So in this movie, I started thinking, maybe that's what was in the pit, So
yeah.
A nice turnaround. So, okay, so what did you not like? What did not work for you? Because I'm curious to see if it's the same thing as it was for me. What didn't work? What missed the mark?
I guess kind of when they escape.
Okay.
When they come out, there was a couple of things, and I was putting something else here. Oh, and their escape was maybe a little not too easy, but yes, too easy. Then they just get picked up and easily enter the professor's office, which just happens to be in perfect condition, and nobody double checks if she's a niece. Yeah. So
it was almost to the point where I'm like, are they actually dead? And this is like their dream world.
Yeah.
Because it was like too perfect there at the end for them.
So that was a bit of a shark jump for me. And then just kind of her twin coming back. Like the end was either too Disney or too,
Yeah, it's contrived.
Yeah.
The biggest thing for me was the monsters. Them being CGI just takes me out of it. I wish that they would have called Guillermo del Toro and said, how do you make practical-looking monsters look? Because when it was just showing like the facade, I thought they were creepy as hell. It was really, really awesome.
Well, that was another part that really spooked me is when Mina and Madeline are in that kind of, they get locked out and they're in the bunker and the Watchers are finally revealed.
Yeah.
And I don't have this Fae background, so I had no idea this was supposed to be. I thought they were vampires, or I don't know what they were supposed to be, but they were creepy.
Yeah, but think about when they're on the boat and they're all standing on the shore, and I was like, dude, this looks like a video game. It looks so cheesy.
And then they started replicating.
Yeah. To me, it's just like, why do Guillermo del Toro movies last? Because his monsters are never a disappointment. Now I know again that's a high bar.
Right.
But I'm just saying, it just shows it's not hard. I mean, would it really have been that much more expensive just to have a creature, call the Henson Creature Feature Shop and come and make us some monsters? And just, I don't know why this is just, we've gotten away from this in movie making. Because every time I see a ridiculously corny CGI, I don't care how good it's getting, it looks fake. And in that movie, when you can tell there wasn't a huge budget for this, it looked fake and it takes me out of it. And it makes me not scared of the monster.
When it was just the one on the professor's tapes, it worked. But I agree with you.
When it's shadowy as a facade, it's great.
But I agree with you when it was the whole mess of them standing on the shoreline. It
almost feels like it would have been better if we never seen them. We had just seen the shadowy versions of them.
Or even just the creeping over the bunker instead of the,
I did like all the tech. When you go down that little vault, it's almost like the hatch from Lost.
Yeah.
4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42. I was waiting for that. But I liked how the technology was all like very early 2000s.
Or late 90s,
Yeah, it was very, very cool. And I liked the explanation. It was a little easy. Oh, follow this one, you can get out. I was like, oh, really? That's all it was the whole time.
The whole time.
So like you guys are out here. It's like I'm thinking of Maze Runner where they mapped out the entire maze and there was literally no way out. They could find out.
And I have to say, I was suspicious of Madeline like pretty early on. You don't have anyone to corroborate your backstory. In fact, your backstory sounds a lot like the guy who set everything up, and we just have to take your word for it. I'm suspicious right away.
She's just a reality TV show junkie, and she wants everyone to sit there and watch it with her. Maybe that's it.
But she was in that bunker, so why would she not be like, "Hey, here's all the information we can need, or the food I don't know."
I drew a lot of correlation to Maze Runner because it is very much like, okay, Thomas shows up. Now we're actually going to try to get out of here. And this girl shows up. You want to make your phone stop bonking every time?
I thought I put it on airplane mode, so I'm confused.
How unprofessional of you. She's new, guys. She's new at this. But yeah, I thought that Maze Runner did it better because it showed, okay, we're mapping out this entire area and see there's no way actually out, and they have to use this weird device to actually get out of the maze. I don't want to spoil that movie for you.
Yeah.
But with this, it's like, okay, they're mapping this entire area, and none of y'all know. I mean, I know it says point of no return. What did you got to lose at one point? Let's go a little further and see what's outside this little
somebody
radius.
did that when Mina first got in there.
Maybe.
So,
but again, it's a nitpick. It's a nitpick when it comes to survival movies. I'm just like, it feels like it was a really easy explanation on how to get out. Hey, just follow this marker. Even though I know I put point and no return. Yeah, just follow this marker and you get out.
Well, there's point. It's a circle of them, so you didn't know which one it was until you watched the videos, which they could have watched at any time because she knew the whole time.
So you think Madeline? Oh well, Madeline. You find out that Madeline knew the whole time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So and
it's
then
all part of the master plan. All part of the master plan.
I guess, and that's where. And I also had some questions like, Madeline was so terrified when the Watchers could have got them, but is she terrified? Like, are the Watchers going to get her too, or was she terrified because they were going to take her possible ticket out of there?
I think it's just all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan, but
her plan, because I don't think.
Well, because you should.
I don't
think we want to go really full spoiler on this.
I don't know, but I don't think the Watchers.
I think they knew why she was different. Yeah, why she was different. And
even if she didn't.
I'm sure if she can actually leave the forest and they can, of course they're not going to want her to. You know, like get us all out or stay here with us.
All right, because I was like, is she scared because the Watchers will hurt her, or they'll hurt her ticket out?
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably.
Oh, there was a scene. I remember the scene when they first get locked out and Mina and Madeline are running up and pounding on the door. And they're so perfectly in sync that I was, and not well-versed in Fae lore, so I had no idea where things were going. But their movements were so perfectly in sync. I was like, oh my God, is that supposed to be Mina? Like, later? Is it a time loop? Is it a time warp? Or her twin somehow? Because they were so perfectly matched, just looking at that mimicking theme.
Misdirection.
Yeah.
Misdirection.
Or just really well acted.
All right, so pumpkin meter, that's how scary you found it, and then your star rating. We're going out of 5, correct?
Yes.
What do you got?
A star rating 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Yep, it's cool. It made me think, but it wasn't. Yeah, and then for pumpkins, I gave it 1.
1. I just can't get over the growth you've had, because I mean everything used to scare her, and now we watch movies that have legit creeps in it, and you're just like 1. 1. For me, I don't think that'd be maybe the part where they were hiding in the brush and they were crawling over might be the only part I say was actually kind of scary, or down in the pit.
That pit was terrifying.
So I mean, at most 1.5 maybe. Again, it's very much more psychological than like I'm covering my eyes or something, or hiding in a burrito blanket like my youngest kid watching The Conjuring the other night. But as far as stars, about 3 out of 5, I think, as well. It's a movie I wasn't miserable watching. I enjoyed it, but it's nothing I'll ever watch again. And I wasn't thinking about it a couple days later.
Yeah. No. So I don't understand why it got the super low rating. I'm glad I didn't feel that way.
I think that a lot. It's gonna sound so awful. I think a lot of modern horror audiences cannot do slow burn. At the MCU generation, they need something to explode every 5 seconds or it's boring. So slow burn horror probably isn't going to be there. I mean, even if they've come up on horror through the Conjuring universe, it's never really super slow paced like that. So it's just the change of audience. That's what I think. And then there's the old guard, like, of Gen X, who everything, if it isn't like Jason or Freddy or Chucky or it's just not good. They think everything horror sucks now, no matter what it is.
That would be my only, it got low ratings because it's not horror like when you think of horror.
Well, it's not elevated horror. That's why critics don't like it. It wasn't A24.
And then that's why audiences don't like it. So it's a niche movie, and I thought it was good.
Yeah, it was. Like I said, I wasn't miserable watching it, but it's definitely nothing I'll ever watch again. But that's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay.
I don't regret that.
I mean, you could have had a better number 1 pick, but I don't know. Maybe we'll find something and be like, whoa. What I told you was, I think with this won't be the worst movie we end up watching off this list.
No, I don't think so.
And that's what I would have thought on paper before we started.
Yeah.
And based off of those reviews, so I don't know. That's it.
I have another opinion on what's going to be our worst. But we'll wait and see.
It was better than Long Legs.
I'm glad it was better.
But if
than
that's
Long
my
Legs
measuring
3.
stick, I'm going to love spooky season. So, guys, The Watchers, did you hate it? Drop in the comments and let us know what you guys think, and we will talk to you there.